Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Daya Mudire Srinvatam Sukata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridayanta Istoi Abhadrani Vidunoti Shuhissatam नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 22, and text 61, 62, and 63. Text 61. Kandarp iv saundarye manasvi mragarad iv vasalye manuvan naram prabhutve bhagavan ajah. Synonyms: Kandarpa, Cupid, Iva, like, Saundarya, in beauty, Manasvi, in thoughtfulness, Maragrat, Maragrat Iva, like the king of the animals, the lion, Vasalya, in affection, Manuvat, like Swayambhu Manu, Naram, of human society, Prabhutve, in the matter of controlling, Bhagavan, the Lord, Aja, Brahma. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In his bodily beauty, he was just like Cupid, and in his thoughtfulness, he was like a lion. In his affection, he was just like Swayambhu Manu, and in his ability to control, he was like Lord Brahma. Text 62. Brahaspatir Brahmavade Atmavatve Swayam Hari Bhaktya Goguru Vipreshu Vishwak Senanu Vartishu Priya Prasay Shilabhyam Atmatulya Parodyame. Synonyms: Brahaspati, the priest of the heavenly planets; Brahmavade, in the matter of spiritual understanding; Atmavatve, in the matter of self-control; Swayam, personally; Hari, the supreme personality of Godhead; Bhaktya, in devotion; Go, cow; Guru, spiritual master; Vipreshu, unto the Brahmanas; Vishwakshena, the personality of Godhead; Anuvars Tisu, followers; Hriya, by shyness; Prasaya Shilabhyam, by most gentle behavior; Atmatulya, exactly like his personal interest; Para Udyame, in the matter of philanthropic work. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In his personal behavior, Prathu Maharaj exhibited all good qualities, and in spiritual knowledge, he was exactly like Brihaspati. In self-control, he was like the supreme personality of Godhead himself. As far as his devotional service was concerned, he was a great follower of devotees who were attached to cow protection and the rendering of all service to the spiritual master and the Brahmanas. He was perfect in his shyness and in his gentle behavior. And when he engaged in some philanthropic activity, he worked as if he were working for his own personal self. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When Lord Chaitanya talked to Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya, the Lord honored him as the incarnation of Brihaspati. Brihaspati is the chief priest of the heavenly kingdom, and he is a follower of the philosophy known as Brahmavad or Mayavad. Brihaspati is also a great logician. It appears from this statement that Maharaj Prathu, although a great devotee, constantly engaged in the loving service of the Lord, could defeat all kinds of impersonalists and Mayavadis by his profound knowledge of Vedic scriptures. We should learn from Maharaj Prathu that a Vaishnava or devotee must not only be fixed in the service of the Lord, but, if required, must be prepared to argue with the impersonalist Mayavadis with all logic and philosophy and defeat their contention that absolute truth is impersonal. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the ideal self-controller or brahmachari. When Krishna was elected to be president of the Rajasuya Yagna performed by Maharaj Yudhishthir, grandfather Bhishmadev praised Lord Krishna as the greatest brahmachari. Because grandfather Bhishmadev was a brahmachari, he was quite fit to be distinguished. He was quite fit to distinguish a brahmachari from a vyabhachari. Although Prathu Maharaj was a householder and father of 5 children, he was still considered to be most controlled. One who begets Krishna conscious children for the benefit of humanity is actually a brahmachari. One who simply begets children like cats and dogs is not a proper father. The word brahmachari also refers to one who acts on the platform of Brahman or devotional service. In the personal Brahman conception, there is no activity. Yet, when one performs activities in connection with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is to be known as brahmachari. Thus, Prathu Maharaj was an ideal brahmachari and grahasth simultaneously. Vishwakshena nu Vartishu refers to those devotees who are constantly engaged in the service of the Lord. Other devotees must follow in their footsteps. Srila Narottam Das Thakur said, Ei Chhaya Gosani Yanra Muni Tanra Dasa. He is prepared to become the disciple of anyone who follows in the footsteps of the 6 Goswamis. Also, like all Vaishnavas, Maharaj Prathu was devoted to cow protection, spiritual masters, and qualified brahmanas. Prathu Maharaj was also very humble, meek, and gentle, and whenever he performed any philanthropic work or welfare activity for the general public, he would labor exactly as if he were tending to his own personal necessities. In other words, his philanthropic activities were not for the sake of show, but were performed out of personal feeling and commitment. All philanthropic activities should be thus performed. Text 63. Kirtyorddha pumbhi stre loke tatra tatra pravishta karna randreshu strinam rama satamiva. Synonyms: Kirtya, by reputation; Urdhva Gitaya, by loud declaration; Pumbhihe, by the general public; Trailoke, all over the universe; Tatra Tatra, here and there; Ha, certainly; Pravishta, entering; Karnarandhreshu, in the oral holes; Strinam, of the women; Rama, Lord Ramchandra; Satam, of the devotees; Iva, like. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Throughout the whole universe, in the higher, lower, and middle planetary systems, Prathu Maharaj's reputation was loudly declared, and all ladies and saintly persons heard his glories, which were as sweet as the glories of Lord Ramchandra. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In this verse, the word Strinam and Rama are significant. It is the practice amongst ladies to hear and enjoy the praises of certain heroes. From this verse, it appears that Prathu Maharaj's reputation was so great that ladies all over the universe would hear of it with great pleasure. At the same time, his glories were heard all over the universe by the devotees, and they were as pleasing as Lord Ramchand's glories. Lord Ramchand's kingdom is still existing, and recently there was a political party in India named the Ram Raj Party, which wanted to establish a kingdom resembling the kingdom of Ram. Unfortunately, modern politicians want the kingdom of Ram without Ram himself. Although they have banished the idea of God consciousness, they still expect to establish the kingdom of Ram. Such a proposal is rejected by devotees. Prathu Maharaj's reputation was heard by saintly persons because he exactly represented Lord Ramchandra, the ideal king. Thus end the Bhakti Vedanta purport of the fourth canto, 22nd chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Prathu Maharaj's meeting with the four Kumaras. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Itinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshitarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktvinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I seek blessings from all the assembled Vaishnavas, and thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to purify myself by reading these Bhagavad text. And please forgive me for any shortcomings in my summary. So, in these texts, these all three texts, they describe and focus on the personality of King Prathu, which includes physical features and internal disposition of Maharaj Prathu. Text 61 describes bodily beauty of Maharaj Prathu to be like Cupid. It is described that Maharaj Prathu's face was as beautiful as moon and with a smile. In the purport of text 15 in chapter 21, Srila Prabhupada says that the face is the index of mind. One's mental constitution is exhibited by facial features. The mental constitution of King Prathu was described uh, during the comments of reciters, during King Prathu's coronation ceremony. Uh, so, also, like all Vaishnavas, Maharaj Prathu was devoted to cow protection, spiritual masters, and qualified brahmanas. Prathu Maharaj was also very humble, meek, and gentle, and whenever he performed any philanthropic work or welfare activity for the general public, he would labor exactly as if he were working for his own personal necessities. In other words, his philanthropic activities were not for the sake of show, but were performed out of personal feeling and commitment. All the philanthropic activities should be performed in this way, as Prathu Maharaj performed. In the personal behavior, Prathu Maharaj exhibited all good qualities, and in spiritual knowledge, he was exactly like Brihaspati. In self-control, he was like Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. As far as his devotional service was concerned, he was a great follower of devotees who were attached to cow protection and the rendering of all service to the spiritual master and the Brahmanas. As a result of these numerous divinely qualities of Maharaj Prathu, his fame and reputation was loudly declared throughout the whole universe in the higher, lower, and middle planetary systems. And his glories, which were as sweet as the glories of Lord Ramchandra, were heard by all ladies and saintly persons. In the purport of text 63, Prabhupada has compared the reputation of Maharaj Prathu to the reputation of ideal King Lord Ramchandra. This similarity between Lord Ramchandra and Maharaj Prathu is very well justified. Maharaj Prathu followed religious principles, was very merciful and very caring for all the people. He was also very respectful to Brahmanas and saintly people. Similarly, Lord Ramchandra was very merciful, as documented in a shloka. This shloka was dictated by Lord Shiva, and this shloka says, Ramam Lakshman Purajam Raghuram Sita Padam Sundaram Kakustam Karnadamam Gurnidham Vipriyam Dharmikam. So Karnadamam means merciful. Vipriyam Dharmikam. Vipriyam means loving Brahmanas and respecting Brahmanas. So this is the shlok. The next two lines are Rajendram Satyasandam Dashratyanam Shamnam Shantmurt Vande Loka Brahma Rakutilkam Raghavam Ranarim. So, this shloka says the Lord Ram was respectful and loving to Brahmanas, and he was very religious. Shantamurti, he was personification of peace, just like King Prathu. Similarly, Lord Krishna also protects religious activity. He promotes religiosity and drives out irreligiosity. And as Krishna has said in Bhagavad Gita 4:8, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sanstapnarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge, to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion. I myself appear millennium after millennium. Also, Prathu Maharaj cared for cows just like Lord Krishna did. So we see same common personality traits among Lord Ramchandra, Lord Krishna, and Prathu Maharaj. I will close here. Thank you very much.